Okay, welcome. We have our Tuesday morning tap in this morning because it was Easter. So, welcome. So, this week is all about giving. It's all about giving. It's also about receiving because the two need to be balanced in order to keep the energy of both of these, the giving and the receiving, to be balanced. Okay, too much giving, there's an imbalance, and not enough receiving. There's a lot of receiving, but not enough giving. There's an imbalance, and we need to keep the circulation going um, through the world for everybody. So last week was all about non-judgment and going through the week, not judging others, not judging ourselves, staying in a place of curiosity and being willing to listen to the other person instead of judge them. And so I'm going to say that for many of us, it'd be a tough person to find that this week was smooth sailing and you could judge nobody or nothing. And it's tough to remain in a space of non-judgment, especially when there's like 7 or 8 days when your own needs are not being met. So when you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to listen and be non-judgmental, but I'm not being listened to. Or I'm trying to, stay, sit back and observe and but our own needs are not being met. We may feel like we're unappreciated. We may feel like we're unloved. We may feel like there is, there's just a lot of judgment coming at us. So how do we remain non-judgmental when we feel all of this within us? So, and that's very, very real. So it's like, okay, so where do we go from here? So I'm going to then take us into what is the four. Human beings have four core needs. Each and every one of us do. Okay. We all have a need for attention, like to be listened to be heard, to know that when we speak, somebody is actually paying attention to us and hearing what we have to say. The second need is affection. We all need touch, just a hug, right? Or to feel loved, to be that we're cared for, or yeah, that we're loved. Okay. The third one is for appreciation, right? To noticing, the good that we have and that other people notice that within us. And we have a need for acceptance, just to be accepted for exactly who we are, all of the everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, just to be accepted. Each and every one of us has these four core needs. And when they're not being met, this is when it's really tough to stay non judgmental. This is when it's really tough to give. This is also when it's really tough to receive because we're sitting in our own little pool of, my needs are not being met. And when our needs are not being met, like all emotion comes from needs that are not being met. All emotion comes from need. Let's put it that way. Because when your needs are being met, we get an emotion of, well, we're happy and we're joyful and we're loving life. When our needs are not being met, we feel, we feel defensive. We feel like we're always seeking it. We're looking for it. So how does this all fit into a week of giving? There is an energy that we create within ourselves and in the world when we give and we receive with balance. So take a look at what need of yours is not being met, or it doesn't even, maybe it's not a need. Maybe it's just something that you want more of. Maybe you want more money, or maybe you want more things and material things. I mean, that makes the world go round. We all desire them. So this week is about taking a look at what it is that you want or what need for you is not being met and to give that. Okay. So in the energy of giving, what it is that you need or you want the most or what you desire the most, there is this circulation that begins to start. And what you give, you end up receiving. So this is why it's important to go, okay, well, I want more love. Well, then you've got to give more love, right? You want more money, you got to give some money, right? When we hoard on to say money, we stop the flow. So, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, right? And it doesn't have to even be money. It can be, like a small gift or a small gesture. But we don't even have to give money. In order to get the energy of giving, you can give a compliment, you can give a hug, you can get somebody a card and put your appreciation in the card, right? We can give so much of ourselves and so much of what it is that we want. You want more respect, you want to be more appreciated in your world, then you need to give it. And something that we probably all noticed as we were coming through our non-judgment week last week is that the ones that we tend to judge the most are the people that are the closest to us. And right, the people in our family, right? People are our closest friends, and those might be who we judge the most, because those are the ones that we expect our needs to be taken care of. And when they're not being taken care of, again, we stop all of this flow. We get stuck in lower emotions. So we're not going to dwell there. We're going to move forward this week into a week of giving. And it is equally important to receive. So if somebody gives you a compliment, you need to receive it. You need to take that in. Other ways that we can receive. Here's that flow of nature. Once again, go out and receive the warmth of the sun. Receive the energy of the trees, the beauty all around you. So that's how we can receive. But when other people give you a compliment or do appreciate you, you need to be able to receive. One of the biggest blocks of receiving is tension that we create in our body. And where does tension come from? Well, it'll come from these unmet needs that we're creating all of these stories and all of these emotions that come up. So we need to learn to relax, and that's where nature comes in. Just go out and breathe and take some deep breaths. This is where a meditation and just sit and ground yourself and breathe and connect inward, taking some moments of silence. And so this is where we open up the ability to receive. So you can see I'm always doing this receive. It's a circulation. It is a movement. Okay. So this week's all about giving, and you give what it is that you want most of in your life. There is a little bit of a catch here though, because you need to authentically give. Meaning that you're not just giving so that you can receive what it is that you want. That stops, that slows down, that hinders the circulation that we're trying to create. So the giving needs to come from a space of unconditional love. The giving needs to come from the heart. So it's like what you're giving, yeah, it's something that you want more of, but you're giving it because it's going to help bring some happiness and some joy to somebody else. And you'll find as you get into the rhythm of this giving and receiving, and we've all felt this, giving to others it brings us joy. It makes us happy. And it's only when we get stuck in those, but my needs are not being met, that we stop that flow, and we no longer feel joy and happiness when we give. But it is a natural emotion when you give and you see how somebody receives it. Like even just give a smile and see how somebody maybe their reaction is like, wow, or maybe they said, wow, I really needed that, thank you. That makes us feel good. There is that kindness that when we give it and other people receive it, we feel good. So that's where the energy of giving needs to come from, unconditional and from the heart. So this week, what is our intention? I want you to write it down. I want you to really think about this. My intention today I will give what to someone, right? Maybe you want to, what it is that you want to create. Maybe you want to give more attention. You're going to set an intention that you're going to really listen to someone, because that's something that you really want to be listened to. You're going to give appreciation out into the world. You're going to let somebody know how much you appreciate them because you feel unappreciated and you want that. You're going to give somebody full acceptance today. Somebody that maybe you have judged or criticized or feel that they, are not living to their potential or whatever it is. You're going to give them full acceptance because maybe you're feeling like you're not being accepted. Okay. And affection. I'm trying to think what that think of the 4 A's, the fourth A, right? And so you're going to give some affection. You're going to give a hug. Give a hug for no reason. Give a compliment for just because it's going to make you feel good to give the compliment or give the hug or really show your love and appreciation, show that you care, because maybe that's one of the needs that you're not feeling is being met. Okay? Let's tap this in. And so why do we tap this in? What is this tap in stuff all about? Because we need to open our minds. We need to open our body. We need to get the energy moving. Think of circulation. We need circulation in our body. So let's start bouncing. Right? So we're creating some circulation moving in our body. Let's start a big breath. Because the balance of giving and receiving is really, think of a circle. It is circulation, right? It's circulation. So you have to think, okay, what can I give out more? What can I give today? What are my needs that are not being met that I want to give out to others? Not because I deserve it, I want it back. That's the wrong reason, right? We're doing this because it's going to make us feel good. It's going to bring a feel good to the other person. Okay, we're going to shake out. Yeah, so just we let go. We let go of, holding ourselves back. Going, well, I'm not giving them affection. They don't give me any affection, or I'm not going to appreciate this person. I feel so unappreciative. So we stop the flow. We stop the flow. Good things come when we get the circulation going, when we get that flow. March it out. Pick up the knees, touch it. So where can you start to create that circulation in your own life? You got to be willing. You got to be willing to give it fully from the heart and unconditionally, not because you expect it back, because this is the week of giving. You want to start the circulation. Okay, let's tap it. The other thing is, when you get it back, you might get it back from a different source. It might not even come the way that you think, right? So be open. Be open. Let's go all the way down on one side. So if you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, and all of these other people are giving you back, right? But the one person you want it back from, you're not getting it, and you block yourself from receiving from other people. Let's tap in behind and then down. You're still blocking the flow. So you need to be open. What are some other ways that it's coming to you? Shake out the hands, rub them. Okay, let's go underneath the eyes. So again, when you sit this morning in your meditation in silence and quiet, take a deep breath and really listen into yourself, right? Give yourself the gift of your attention. What needs are not being met for me? Just feel that. And then come into the collarbone. Feel it. Really listen inward. Give yourself the respect of listening, of attention. Okay? And then you think, okay, where can I give that today? Who can I give? How can I give it? In what ways can I give it? And maybe it is something that you really want, like you just, it's something you want more. There's me. I want more time. Well, what do I have to do? I have to give more of my time. And sometimes it seems like, wait a minute, I want more time. If I give more time, I'm stopping the flow from not giving my time. Right? Let's go in that thymus. Oh, give appreciation. Never not a good time to give out appreciation. Take the time to sit and breathe, or just watch and observe the people in your life and how you can appreciate them. Okay, big breath. Good. And then let's tap in underneath the rib cage. This week, tension is all about giving what it is that we want the most and opening ourselves to receiving. That means relax and let it in. Big breath. Today, I choose to give what? Attention, appreciation, affection, acceptance to who? To how? To a stranger? To a person in your life? Doesn't matter. As long as you are in that energy of giving from the heart and it's unconditional, you will start this flow, this circulation of giving and receiving. And then just watch how it unfolds in your whole life. This isn't just a week, this is moving forward. Good, shake it out. Let's just cross that over and zip it up. Today, we're all diving into the energy of giving and receiving. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.